One great way to increase your print-on-demand sales is to follow some of the current trends. And I don't mean some very short-term trends that sort of appear overnight and then disappear again the next day. I mean long-term trends that are on people's minds for multiple months, if not years. And in this video, I've done my best to collect 5 different trends or niches that, from my predictions, are going to see a ton of sales during 2023. So one topic that's definitely on people's minds right now and will be on people's minds for many more months to come, unfortunately, is inflation. It's all over the news. Obviously, everyone feels it when they go shopping, and that also sort of transfers over to t-shirt designs or t-shirt sales, because like last year during the Halloween season and Christmas season, we already saw some examples of bestsellers that had an inflation spin on the design, sort of a funny joke related to inflation. And you can take this further and apply it to different upcoming holidays like Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, July 4th. Just try and be creative and use the word inflation in those types of designs that usually sell well, and make it sort of a funny new design or new shirt that people would want to wear this year. Maybe also include the word 2023 in your title. That's always really suitable if you're entering those sort of seasonal trends like July the 4th. You don't have to just target those niches, but you can also generally come up with funny designs that are not related to a holiday. So one example that I found, which I thought was quite good, is this t-shirt that says free hugs, except the free is crossed out and it says $10 hugs because of inflation. There's some inspiration for you in terms of funny t-shirt design ideas, things that are usually free or people would usually give away for free that they now charge for because of inflation. So take that idea further, maybe do some research on social media or pay attention to the news if you don't usually do so, and think of creative ways of how to create t-shirts around this topic, because it's relatively new. So there will still be new ideas out there, and it's fresh on people's minds every single day. Topic number 2, or trend number 2, that definitely has a ton of potential, not just this year, but also multiple years into the future probably, is artificial intelligence. Because according to Google Trends, I did research all of these niches that I'm going to share with you on Google Trends, it has definitely seen a massive spike in interest in the recent few months. Not just AI, but also ChatGPT, for example, has seen a massive increase in searches. You've probably seen it on YouTube, like every second video that you get suggested. In this case, for this niche, don't use the ChatGPT or OpenAI, like don't use those logos on your t-shirts. That's not what I mean. Try and cater to people who really like AI and like all over the moon with it. Maybe they use it all the time. You could also go down the other avenue of people who hate AI or maybe think it poses a threat to jobs, people losing jobs. So they would be anti-artificial intelligence. Or another idea would be to target people who develop AI or who sort of work to improve it, which is an interesting sort of new job title that's now coming onto the market, because there's all these companies sort of taking advantage of AI. So there will be more and more people working in that field. So I think there's many ways to create t-shirts here that are unique and that serve a new sort of excited audience, because this topic is relatively new. And the good thing about emerging technologies is that if they persist and if they get bigger and bigger with time, and you enter these sort of niches early, then you can be one of the big sellers many years down the line. Definitely don't ignore this trend and make sure to create some AI-based t-shirt designs. Next up, we've got a massive event which is going to happen in May this year, and that is the coronation of King Charles III. Now, this is obviously going to see a ton of interest when it comes to the United Kingdom for t-shirt sales, but there's still potential in the US. And I would not personally sell any shirts that have Charles's face on it. That's probably going to happen on Amazon, like you're probably going to see people like that, but that doesn't mean that it's safe to do. And in my opinion, it's a bit risky. So what you want to do instead is, well, first of all, you can create t-shirts that serve to people who are pro-monarchy, because those will be extremely like patriotic and want to represent their thoughts during the coronation. And on the other hand, also the people who are anti-monarchy will feel probably very infuriated and once again might want to wear a t-shirt against monarchs. Now, on the other hand, I think just general British themed t-shirt designs could do really well, whether it's something funny or just some flag-based stuff. Maybe you have a silhouette of a certain object that has the British flag as an overlay. And I think those designs, once again, have good potential because they will pick up some sales, some extra steam during or around the coronation, and then they could turn into an evergreen seller all year round. So definitely don't ignore this trend. We'll see a massive surge in interest in sales very soon. So get in there early and and I hope you can pick up some sales. Niche number 4 is one that, according to Google Trends, has definitely seen more and more interest over the last few years, and that is electric vehicles or electric cars, EVs, however you want to call it. And if you've been on the road recently, you've probably noticed yourself that there's just more and more EVs on the road. Now that's definitely going to reflect in t-shirt sales, because especially new people who move into this space will feel really passionate about them maybe, and then people are going to get them gifts around that topic. And I've been selling in this niche for quite a while now. I've been getting quite a few sales, and I think the potential is only going to go up in 2023. Maybe do some research into the different pros and cons of electric cars, and you can then pick out some of those and create a funny t-shirt design around those ideas. And besides that, there's also the old school people who really like petrol and diesel cars and don't want to convert to electric vehicles, which you can also serve to. You could sort of, I don't know, do something engine related and say, I say no to electric, whatever. And there's definitely going to be some ideas out there and some potential customers who would be interested in that, some petrol heads. So definitely do have a look into this niche. There's lots of potential, and it's only going to grow over not just 2023, but probably over the next few years to come. And lastly, niche number 4 that has definitely seen a massive surge in interest over the last few months is pickleball. I've been selling in this niche for quite a while, and I know that there's a lot of sales potential, and for some reason, sort of in the second half of 2022, the niche started just growing and growing in sales, and the interest, according to the Google Trends graph as well, has just been rising and rising. I have no idea why that is, but it's definitely a high potential niche because it's not one of those mainstream sports that everyone knows about, everyone talks about, but nevertheless, people just seem to be really interested in it. Like, there's so many t-shirts on merch by Amazon with a 100k BSR, and that's even though we're in January, where t-shirt sales are usually low, and I'm guessing where people don't necessarily play a lot of pickleball. So don't ignore this niche. There's lots of potential here for funny t-shirt designs and lots of potential for sales as well. Not just on merch by Amazon, but on other platforms as well. Like, I've probably gotten quite a lot of my sales on Zazzle as well. So don't ignore the other sort of secondary print-on-demand marketplaces if you're entering these niches or these trends, because there's a lot of potential there as well, not just on Amazon. And just as a quick bonus tip right here, I wanted to quickly mention that we also have the seasonal trends which reoccur every single year. And these are definitely not to be ignored, because especially if you cross niche evergreen design with this sort of seasonal trend, you can get a ton of sales. And I've created a Google Trends graph for you so you can compare the interest of some of the most popular events during the year. Obviously, Christmas is the one that's most popular, but Thanksgiving and Halloween are then closely following after that. And something like Independence Day is also not to be ignored. Definitely a ton of interest for that. So if you want to learn about reoccurring trends every single year and sort of holidays events, then one quick tip as well is to sign up to PODCS, which will be linked at the top of the description, where you can use the free account to search through their calendar function that literally shows you a different event for nearly every single day of the year. So that's really handy to find some new emerging trends that you can enter ahead of time and get extra sales with. If you want to learn about some of the best print-on-demand tools that you can sign up for 2023, then make sure to watch this video next, where I rank 13 different tools from worst to best.